Hey guys, Miss Alyssa here, Miss Tessa. We're gonna show you how our hair is gonna be for this season. I've already put her hair in a ponytail. I'm not gonna hairspray her hair because she's gotta get this out later. So I'm gonna be nice, but notice how her ponytail is right at the top of her forehead. You only got about 4 inches from the hairline, so that when you look straight on, you can see the whole bow. If it's too far back, the bow is gonna be facing upwards, and we don't want that. But she has a bunch of flyaways and things. Normally, I would gel that, and I have this gel that I like to use. But I normally will spray it with water, then gel it, and then I'll hairspray it also, because it will come out. And then you'll want to go ahead and curl it. I did loose curls. I'd recommend doing a little bit tighter than these, or even just putting her hair in a ponytail and sleeping in rollers would work too. We don't want those ringlets, but these are a little bit loose because, again, I didn't put any hairspray in them. But this is the size barrel that I used. This would be fine. You just want it to have some sort of curl to it to give it some body, because when it's straight, it sometimes will look like straggly and stuff. But anyways, so we also didn't have any hair ties, so you'll see a teletie under here. Don't do this. I recommend putting 2 or 3 hair ties under here and stack them. So like do the first hair tie on the bottom, then do another hair tie on top, so that it creates kind of like a mountain of hair ties, which is gonna be what's gonna give it some volume right there at the top, that we won't have to tease all the way down, because it's got those hair ties holding the ponytail up. And then you want to go ahead and put the bow in. This is important. If you don't put the bow in, also these are not your bows. This is not a sneak peek. These are Royals bows from last year. What was I saying? Oh yeah, put the bow in first, because if you tease the ponytail and then have to put the bow in, you're gonna hate your life. So bow in first. Make sure your ponytails are stacked up. Again, I don't have hairspray, so this isn't gonna be as big as what you'll see me do normally. But the tutorial is still tutorial. Anyways, you'll need something like this. Ignore all the hair on it, but this is a teasing brush. Teasing combs work. These work way better though. And you want to make sure that you're working in small sections. If your child has a lot of hair, you still want to work in small sections. It's going to take a little bit longer, but if you just take big sections, you're not getting the tease all the way through, and it's just going to flatten. I am going to send you one option of a hairpiece. I don't recommend it, but if you're not going to be able to get a tease, like if you know it's going to fall, you can use the hairpiece. But again, I don't recommend it. I really don't recommend it if you have a lot of hair, because it's not going to hold, because the bun on the inside is going to be so big that the hairpiece is just going to fall out, and then I'm going to have to fix it backstage. So please try this first. Anyways, so you're just gonna take the pointy end and just start kind of in the middle. We're taking like teeny tiny sections. Zoom in. See, super thin. And then what you'll do is you'll spray it with hairspray. So I'm gonna pretend this is hairspray. I would spray it and I'd kind of like rake it up. Then you want to start at the base and just get all the way in. Now this first piece, you're gonna tease the whole thing. Do not even leave a little tail. Like tease the whole thing, all of it down. And you'll see that I'm only left with like a little sprig there. And then you'll wanna spread it out. That's the most important part. After I got it into the ball, I just kind of spreaded it out. And you're making the foundation for your bump right here. Then I would spray it again. Notice how there's literally nothing left. This is just a big tease ball right now. And then I pick my ponytail up again. And then what I like to do is when we get to like building the ponytail, I'll actually take a piece kind of from the right side, a little piece. Same thing, teasing it, but this is gonna be the right half of the next hump, if that makes sense. This one I am gonna leave a little bit of a tail on to start building the ponytail. I'm gonna spread it out, and then I'm gonna kind of brush over it as I get to these sections. Notice how that created kind of a hump on this side that's gonna hide the inside of that ball. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the left side. Again, get really down in that base and tease it nice and hard all the way through the section. Big pull, open it, and then kind of cover that little side up. And then normally, again, I would spray it, and then what I would do is I would push it up just like this. And you'll start to see the ponytail kind of being formed, and what you'll want to do is kind of start brushing these little ends out. Just like that. But anyways, I would go right, left, and then I'd go center. That's kind of how I like to do it. Again, I'm spraying this before I tease every single time. This one I'm just leaving a little bit more of a tail every single time. And when we get to, we're not to the middle of her ponytail yet, but I'll tell you that when we get there actually. But you just kind of shape it as you go. I'm just kind of taming it into a ponytail shape. You see the difference there. And then I would spray it, pump it up. And I'm going right, left, middle again. For time's sake, I'm just gonna do a couple of these sections all at once. But you get the idea. Big sections, or small sections, sorry, big teases. You want to make it ugly like that, and then you want to make it pretty. I'm just getting like the top layer of this smoothed out like this. Again, her curls are kind of falling just because I didn't spray them first. But if you were to do like overnight curls, which is what I would suggest, just like a heatless curl overnight, it'll stay a lot better when you go start teasing it. You can also go curl it when you're done. You just have to be kind of careful. Notice how I'm shaping this, kind of combing that top layer of it so that it looks pretty. Pushing it and spraying it. And we're only halfway done, and notice how much volume she has. And she doesn't have a lot of hair to start out with. So this is doable with any head of hair. Promise. Just takes a little bit of time. Again, I would spray and then comb. And then I brush the top. And you'll notice that we're starting to get a more smooth look on the back. So you really can't tell it's teased under there because of how I'm brushing it. Again, her curls are falling, but that's okay. Smaller sections, the longer it's gonna hold, and the bigger the hair is gonna be. Closer to Jesus. We're getting there. This is gonna be my last super teased section. Smoothing it. It just takes practice. I'm just putting it in the shape that I want. Spray. And now this is my last section. You'll see that it's thin, but it's going to cover the whole top. So this would be like a right, left, and middle of whatever is left. It's super thin, but I am gonna tease the bottom of it and just give it a little bit of tease on the back. Nothing crazy, because this is the top piece. And I'm gonna make sure to spread this one really good, so that it covers all of that stuff that we did underneath. Finger picking is good if you see any like big teases under there, but I would spray at this point, and I'll turn you around. So you'll see it has a nice smooth finish because we left that last piece kind of just teased at the bottom. And you'll notice this is above her bow a good 2 inches, 3 inches. This is where we want it to be. For teasing, we want to be able to tell that it's teased. And you can still see her curls. I would spray, and then what I like to do is actually set them with their head straight against a wall like this, holding it up, and I will spray the front and have them sit against the wall for like 3 minutes, and then it's frozen. But this is what you got. And again, this only took me, I don't know, you have to look back at the video, but it didn't take me a lot of time. Just take your time and do little sections and then smooth as you go. Because if you try to smooth it at the end, it's not gonna work. But, so you'll see from the side, you can't see any tease. From the other side, I've kind of shaped it where you don't see any tease, and then from the back, it's nice and smooth. You can see the bump from the front. If you can't see the bump from the front, it's not enough. And this is with no hairspray. So, this is it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Happy season. In the video, TJ.